Good evening, and as we now march towards our century, the amazing century matrix, just through the Professor Dr. Dolphy Gilpin, and we're using a new ink here. All of our blue inks have run out. So the amazing century matrix. One hundred multiplied by 12. We have S equals sports. Multi-dimensional amazing matrix. And R equal recreation. R equals real estate. We have a lot of cricket pitch here, all across the United States for cricket. And a century is an amazing marker for cricketers. When you make a century, then you start getting famous in making a century in cricket. And like I said, we have in previous time left out sport, S, we are using science, but now we have sport enhancing science, and science enhancing sport. Okay, so we have reached up to the 54th row, and we're using rows and columns in our matrix, and we have a very great playing cricket called Rowe, Lawrence Rowe was his name, and here we have the matrix rows and columns. So we're up to the 55 row here, and this is Dolphy's century. Been batting for a long time here, over 15 years, and no century. This is Dolphy's century coming up, you know, and as face the bowling up the opposition, we have the 55 K to the 6, L to the 6, and M to the 6. 6 differential order. V1, V1, V1 to the 6 differential order. And then here we have now A 55-1, A 55-2, A 55-3, A 55-4, A 55-5, A 55-6, A 55-7, and A 55-8. Right now, L to the 6 differential order. Okay. So I have now 55, 56. We're moving towards the century now. We have passed the half century marker and we're moving towards the century. Okay. So here we go now. A 56-1, A 56-2, A 56-3, A 56-4, A 56-5, A 56-6, A 56-7, A 56-8, P to the 6 differential order. '57 R S T 6 differential order. A 57-1, A57-2, A57-3, A57-4, A57-5, A57-6, A57-7, A57-8. We call that now S6. So here you know 58, 59, 60, U, V, W to the 6th differential order, A, A58-1, A58-2, A58-3, A58-4, A58-5, A58-6, A58-7, A58-8, so we have now X, Y, Z to the 6th differential order. So we have now A59-1, A59-2, A59-3, A59-4, A59-5, A59-6, A59-7, A59-8, Y to the 6. So we have now 70, 71, 72. We have now A, V to I, B, V to I, and C, V to I. And so we have A61, A62, A60 and 3, A60 and 4, A60 and 5, A60 and 6, A60 and 7, A60 and 8. Move on rapidly towards the amazing central matrix. And we have now B to the 7th differential order. So I have now A, D, V to I, E, V to I, and F, V to I. And we have now, seems as if we want to move too fast here. We have 59, 60, 70. It's right, 59, 60. No. 59, 60, so 61. We want to move too fast here now. 62 and 63. 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. So here we have now G, H, I, V to I, V to I, V to I. 7 differential order. And so here we have now A, 61-1, A61-2, A61-3, A61-4, A61-5, A61-6, A61-7, A61-8. And we have now E, V to I. We have GHI to the 62, A62.1, A62.2, A62.3, A62.4, A62.5, A62.6, A62.7, and A62.8. We have now H, V to R. J, K, L, V to I, V to I, V to I, A63.1, A63.2, A63.3, A63.4, A63.5, A63.6, A63.7, A63.8, and K, V to I. Now M, N, and O, V to I, same differential order. We have now A, 64.1, A64.2, A64.3, A64.4, A64.5, A64.6, A64.7, A64.8, and V to I. We have no P, Q, R, V to I, V to I, V to I, A65.1, A65.2, A65.3, A65.4, A65.5, A66, 65, A65, 6, A65, 7, and A65, 8. And this is now Q to the V to I. All right, so we have reached up to the 66th row, and the row march towards the century now. Okay, so here we have P, S, T, U, V dot, V dot, V double I, same differential order, A66.1, A66.2, A66.3, A66.4, A66.5, A66.6, A66.7, A66.8, and what we have here now is T, V to I. 67, V, W, and X, V to I, V to I, V to I, A67.1, A67.2, A67.3, A67.4, A67.5, A67.6, A67.7, A67.8. And this is now W, V to I. So I have now Y, Z, A, V to I, V to I, V to I. And so I have now A68.1, A68.2, A68.3, A68.4, A68.5, A68.6, A68.7, A68.8, and Z V. So I have now B, V3I, C, V3I, D, V3I. A69-1, A69-2, A69-3, A69-4, A69-5, A69-6, A69-7, A69-8. We have now C, V, 1, 2, 3, 70. So I have now E, V3I, F, V3I, G, V3I. The 8 differential order. So we have now A71, A72, A73, A74, A75, A76, A70 and 7, A70 and 8 column. And here we have FV3I. So we have now 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76. We have now G, H, V3I, I, V3I, and J, V3I. And so we have now A71-1, A71-2, A71-3, A71-4, A71-5, A71-6, A71-7, A71-8. And we have now I, V3I. K. K, V3I, L, V3I, N, V3I, and A72-1, A72-2, A72-3, A72-4, A72-5, A72-6, A72-7, and A72-8. 72 row and 8 column. And here we have now L, V, 3I. N, O, and P, V3I, 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 A, 73-1, A, 73-2, A, 73-3, A, 73-4, A, 73-5. Note with all this, I'm reviewing my chemistry as well. Right in this column here, we would have the atomic number of 10, and we could say 55 cesium, 56 barium, 57 lanthanum, 58 cerium, 59 praseodymium, 60 neodymium, 61 promethium, 62 samarium, 63 europium, 64 gadolium, 65 terbium, 66 dysprosium, 67 ulmium, 68 erbium, 69 tolumium, 670 ytterbium, 71 lithium, 72 hafnium, 73 tantalum, 74 tungsten, 75 rhenium, 76 osmium. Multidimensional, amazing matrix. Likewise, we could name all of these or chemistry. Don't get confused now. Multidimensional, multi-field. So we have 73 A, 73 6, A 73 7, and A 73 8. And we have O, V to the 8 differential order. And we come back down to 74 in chemistry. This will be tungsten W symbol. Here we have NOP, Q, R, S. V3I, 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 A, 74 1, A, 74 2, A, 74 3, A, 74 4, A, 75, 74 5, A, 74 6, A, 74 7, and A, 74 8. And this we have now R, V, 3I. 75. T, U, V, V3I, V3I, V3I. So we have now A 75 1, A 75 2, A 75 3, A 75 4, A 75 5, A 75 6, A 75 7, A 75 8, and here we go now. U, V, 3I. And 76 here now. W, X, Y, V3I, V3I, V3I. And we have now A 76 1, A 76 2, A 76 3, A 76 4, A 76 5, A 76 6, A 76 7, A 76 8. This is now X, V, 3I. So we have now 77, 78, Z, V, 3I, A, IX, B, IX, 9. 9 differential order. So we have now A 77 1, A 77 2, A 77 3, A 77 4, A 77 5, A 77 6, A 77 7, and A 77 8. And we have now A to the IX. And the last row here now, we have now C, IX, D, IX, and E, IX. Roman numerals here. So we have now A 78 1, A 78 2, A78-3, A78-4, A78-5, A78-6, A78-7, and A78-8. And this will be now DIX. So here we have now, as we move towards our century, amazing century matrix, enhanced by a lovely game of cricket. Game I know so well, but didn't have the means and the resources to play, and also the money to play. As they keep me out of the job, they keep me out of everything here. Staggered my life in so many ways. But here we are now, as we move towards the century, frictionless century as we move towards the century. Amazing 100x12 matrix. And we have a 78th row. And the row is synonymous of Lawrence Rowe the Great.